So I mean, by that conversation, I'm sure people know that we are live in Canada anyway. So
I'm not, well, this kind of wind blows in Nigeria.
it blows everywhere. It blows everywhere, but this is...
So this is Regina, Canada.
the province
Saskatchewan. Yeah, we're in Saskatchewan. The land of the
Saskatchewan.
living skies.
living
Saskatchewan,
sky.
historically, yes, Saskatchewan is part of what we call the prairies provinces.
Okay.
So we have Alberta,
Alberta.
the capital, which is Edmonton, then the most popular city, which is Calgary, and then we have Saskatchewan, Regina, the capital.
Then Manitoba.
Then we have Manitoba,
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Yeah, so they are along the same belt.
I
So
saw
whatever
that
happens weather-wise here will happen
Happens in-
between those two.
Interesting.
Basically, yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
And what was it for you with UK also?
Interesting question. I think for me, I honestly hadn't thought about relocating for the longest time too. Even though I think I did have some friends who moved to Canada as well, and I was looking at it somehow.
With a side eye.
With a side eye, like, okay. And I think it's going to bring us to the conversations around like mental health for men and stuff like that. Because if you're a single person, as a single guy, it's a different ballgame entirely.
Absolutely.
When you get married and you start having kids, it's a totally different ballgame too, because things no longer become about yourself. You're now thinking about your family.
Yes.
It's a great thing because it puts a lot of responsibility on you to want to give them better outcomes.
Yeah.
But then it's, on the other hand, it's more pressure, you know. And it doesn't give you also the flexibility to take chances like you would if you were single.
Absolutely.
There are some gambles that you would have done career-wise.
Yeah.
Say, oh, I'm just going to try it if I'm a single guy. If I perish, I perish.
Be aggressive with your...
If I perish, I perish. If I lose the job, after I'll drink garri for a few months. But you can't do that if you're married. You're going to think about your spouse, think about how's it going to affect your children, you know. Yeah. So relocation was always a very serious thing. I always felt like if it was going to happen, it can't just happen.
You can't wing it.
You can't just wing it. You have to properly plan it.
Yeah.
You know, so Canada had always been on our minds as well. I think we're in the pool for some time.
Yes.
I refused to do IELTS. My wife did the IELTS. We got in the pool. We're just there.
Why didn't you do IELTS? They're being proud. Like, why would you be testing me for
English?
Well,
exactly. Like, what exactly is... And then you want to test me for English, and you're telling me that test result is going to expire in 2 years. Why? Have I lost the ability to speak English? I do not understand.
Sorry to take you on a tangent. You know, part of the... And for Nigerians in the diaspora who are hearing me, they'll relate with this. You know, part of some of the prejudices or bias that we face here is you're dealing with a client here, you're speaking with colleagues here, you're leading a team, and you know they are so shocked that they're taking about it like, how come you speak so good English?
No, what am I supposed to speak?
I'm like, excuse you, it's my official language back home. I mean, I speak it more than I speak my mother tongue.
Exactly.
So, but it's shocking that in 2026 there's some people out here who just still see Africa the way CNN pictures it. You just think you're some monkey on some trees and you can't. They're like, yeah. So
again, that's a whole conversation about how the media skews people's perspective, especially in the West, to view Africa.
Yeah.
And also because, I mean, let me just even say it, some of our leaders in Africa too, they like what comes to them.
The aid.
So the only way you can beg for aid is to show the depravity of your people. So you see them, they do like all this, support this cause in Africa, and they use those kids that are kwashiorkor, you know, just to paint that image. Oh, they're really suffering, let's send them some money. But it's actually not true.
I showed someone a picture of Lagos. There was a particular day, it was not so busy in the office. I'm like, you know what, let me just show you my CV. And then I showed them the picture of Lagos. Obviously, everything actually from the highland to the mainland, the high rises. I'm like, yeah, that's where I live. And a city of 22 million people. And when you consider that Canada is last census 34 million, they're like, are you
the whole country?
Are you kidding
versus
me?
A city?
A city, you know. So yeah.
Sorry. So I mean, for me, the UK was not it, but I think I remember I visited the UK in 2021. For a few weeks, and I think it was on that first visit. I was with a friend of mine who was like, I mean, you're visiting the UK, do you intend to continue to visit, or are you looking to settle? So I was like, okay, are there opportunities for settling? Say, oh yeah, there are, you know, there's this global talent thingy, You can apply. And then she sent me a video for the Global Talent thing.
Okay.
And that was why I kind of saw the opportunity. Okay, I can do this. So we moved the next year. We moved about the same time.
Yes.
I think we left September. You left November.
Yeah, about a month apart.
A month apart. So that's how we moved. And then of course,
I don't want to talk about how that is doing my head now. Now that I think about it, like the timing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was some very audacious move.
Yeah.
Very audacious move because
Our
it takes
30s.
It takes a lot to move like that. A lot. I mean, forget about where Nigeria was at the time and all of that, but moving with a family, we both moved as a family of four. That was some very, like, you pack up your bags. I remember when we were leaving, we were packing our bags. As at the time we were going to the airport, which you dropped us off at the airport as well, if you remember. The only place we knew was the Airbnb we had booked for a week. That's all. 1 week was all. It was a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere in Newcastle. We booked it for like a week, and that was it. I was just like, we'll just go. We stayed there for a week, and we believed that we were going to settle down in 1 week. On the flip side, I think about foreigners coming into Nigeria, and I'm like, do they settle down this easily too? Or do people, well, they probably will have help, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the Nigerian construct, when expatriates come in, they usually have they probably have a duplex waiting for them somewhere there. The company's got a driver for them. Yeah, I would say economically, it's easier for someone from this side to settle in there faster. And usually they have more opportunities, right? They are not hustling for a job. They probably came there because
there's a job waiting for them.
Right?
True. True. But for us, there was none of that. My wife was going to study. There was no job waiting for me or no job waiting for her. Our kids, we had pulled them out of school. So we're not coming back again, packed all our bags, and we're all going. Landed in this cold country. It was winter. I was like, what? And then you sleep, you wake up, is day 2. Sleep, you wake up, is day 3. And you're like, Airbnb is counting. And then, of course, started looking for a house and all of that, got settled. The story is different now. It's 4 years down the line. And the story is very different. I think what I've just been thinking about, because again, I go to Nigeria very frequently, I've been asking myself, honestly, do I think that I would have been in a much better space mentally if I was still in Nigeria than now? I have been thinking about it.
That's a deep question.
Do I think I would have been in a much more saner space mentally than I would be if I was still, in Nigeria, than I'll be now that I'm here, or in the UK actually. I think because there were just a few things that, for me, wanted to make me say, okay, let's move. I don't think my dad has never been a very strong proponent of living abroad. He schooled in the US, and he had the opportunity. He didn't want to. But I've just always been like, we can not all be the same, right? Some of us have to explore. And I love the idea of exploring the world. I'm in Canada today. I can be anywhere I want to be tomorrow. But that moving, I don't know if it was that we saw some things about what was happening in Nigeria. The insecurity was not at this level. Of course, we knew there was some insecurity and all of that, but it was not at this level. I think on the home front, to be very honest, on the home front, things were a lot more pressured in Nigeria than it is in the UK. And I'll just give one example, just for the sake of those that are watching. So, almost like our daily routines in Nigeria was always there was a lot of pressure to it. So the time you wake up, the time it takes to get the kids ready, the time, you can imagine we drop our kids off sometimes. Remember, our kids were in the same school.
Yes.
So we had grandma now. that we used to drop them off with.
Yeah, that's
early
true.
in the morning, sometimes 6:30, 7 a.m. Yes.
I remember that, Mama.
Drop them very early in the morning, 6:30, 7 a.m. And then everybody's gone to work.
Yeah.
And then you finish from work in the afternoon, your kids are still there. Sometimes you pick them up at 6 p.m., 6:30 in the evening.
I've seen a child once when I used to live in Ogba and I was working on the island. I was going to, if I needed to get a parking space at Falomo, I need to leave Ogba at 4:30. I was a bachelor then. And I remember going to work once at that time and I saw a child in uniform. In uniform. And when I was coming back that same day, I don't know why it all happened that day, I saw another child in uniform around 11. So for you to also avoid the traffic, you leave island like 10 p.m.
Yeah, so I can just,
people are gone.
Yes.
And I was just seeing a little child who probably went to join her mom
at shop. Exactly, because
and
that's always
so in my mind, I was like, this child will probably go to bed around 11:30, 12.
Then what time would she wake
up? What kind of life is that?
So I think for me, those are some of the pressures that I would say. There was not enough time for like family time and all of that, which is different from what my experience is now.
Absolutely.
Because my experience now, my kids don't wake up as early as they wake up in Nigeria. We have a lot of ample time to bond when they come back from school. And also because of the hustle and bustle in the city we're living in, Lagos, there was not so much time devoted to church or things of God, really. It was a Sunday dose. And some Sundays, to be fair, after COVID happened, just like, man, I'm just going to stream the service. I'm not going to go anywhere. So we found that sometimes we're going weeks without going to church. Midweek service was a no-no, really. You also stream that on Wednesdays if you had time. You know, but flip the script to where we are now. It's a totally different ball game. Very active in church. Our kids go to church as frequently as I would love them to. We don't miss church service, and the time that we spend as a family unit is actually more quality and more improved. So if there was nothing else I took, or I'll say I benefited from just that move, I think that was a very, very good one.
Yeah, I mean, I can say it's more or less the same thing. We have a young family, a lot more younger than. I mean, Kiki was only 2 years old when we left, 2022, November. So I hear you when you say, I think the driving force was, and I think that's where life's supposed to be. Our parents gave us, they took that generation, you know, to a higher level as much as they could. I mean, the opportunities we had were things they dreamt about.
Yes.
Even as simple as going to Lautech, having a master's degree. You know, I was thinking about my master's degree, and I think I was probably, if I think, and I think I'm right, but I think I was probably the first person on both my paternal and maternal side to have a master's degree. You know, so not that those ones who had first degrees didn't have an opportunity to do masters, but my masters, by the way, I had to. Architecture. Without it, I can't really make sense of my degree. So anyway, that put me in that position. But when I think of watching my dad's recorded biography where he was talking about, you know, the stress he went through to get a solid education. I'm like, so they did their best to take it. You know, I remember then my dad, sorry for those viewing, my dad passed recently, so I find that I'm always talking about him. And so when I was in high school, he wanted us to I went to private school all through my life, apart from Lautech. And that was because one man said, you know what?
You're going to go
to private school. You have the best. And literally I had the best. The high school I went to, you had children of military administrators then, permanent secretaries. So I don't have an excuse. So back to our conversation. So if they did that, and then as men, of course you understand, you feel that, not pressure, but you feel like there's a mandate to take it also, to take it higher. And so at the point we're leaving Nigeria, we both had relatively good jobs.
Yes.
Like if it's just what you and Chioma are gonna hit,
you're fine.
You're fine. Like yes, we are living in, you know, nice neighborhoods and all that. But to your point about quality time with the family, right? Or activities that even makes family bond together. So this week when you got here now, the kids do, it's a soccer season. So they are part of the South Regional Community Soccer Team. And so they go for soccer on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And of course, parents are there to bring them to it. Parents are part of the coaches. And so it's a nice time to
Bond.
I mean, I'm not expecting anybody to turn to Ronaldo tomorrow, but the essence of it really is to bring families together. And speaking of faith, absolutely, you know, opportunity to be part of a church community when it's not just, you're not thinking of the stress of how am I going to get here, get there. So, ultimately, I think it was the desire and responsibility on us to make sure that these children are set up for success. But the part that when I think about, I still think is divine, is the timing again. So the Bible says the men of Issachar understood the times.
The time, they knew what Israel ought to do.
I don't think that we were thinking or wishing anything bad or the situation will further deteriorate.
Yes.
But when I think of the situation right now, and I mean, we still have family back home watching us now. And of course, our heart still breaks when we hear certain things, and we still pray that God, please keep them safe. Because your Bible says, if they are not fine back home, we also can't be fine here.
It's even worse if you're, because
absolutely,
you're helpless. Like, what am I going to do?
But when you think of the nucleus or that nuclear family, which is our, direct family, and you think of, and as a man, you want to, your God has put you in a position to provide, to protect, and nothing we're talking about mental health, right? Nothing breaks a man down than being in an helpless situation where you can't do anything, literally. So when I think about it in all, my heart just leaves with thanksgiving to say, Lord, I thank you for the opportunity. Because again, some people were in the pool. Some people made an effort to.
True.
And somehow it didn't work. It didn't work. So yeah, it's all thanks to God,
Okay. So maybe we can talk about a little bit about maybe what young men need to be focusing on.
Okay.
Maybe as they start their careers, how do they properly position themselves for the best life that they would dream of or look forward to, because I know in the heart of every man is aspirations.
Yes.
And there have been several statistics about the suicide rate in the world. It's almost like 1 every minute or something like that. And I know for sure that many times when things don't go the way men expect it, then there's that disappointment to say, I feel like I'm a failure. So maybe we'll just talk generally about that. And maybe just, I've talked about encouraging words for them. But let's just take a little break just to rest a bit. I'll check the phone to make sure that it's